Hello, everybody. Switch this over here real quick. Okay, let's scroll on up. Before we get started, I'm gonna let you all know the last couple of days, my allergies have given me a run for my money, and my throat has not been stellar. So I've got my cough drops, got my tea, I've got my water. However, if I feel like it's just too much, we may end stream shorter tonight. So just FYI, it could potentially be a shorter stream if my throat doesn't allow me to continue. So I probably will not be ridiculously loud. Like, I specifically spent a day, like, make sure you guys, yeah, okay, we can hear. I specifically spent a day, like, whispering to the kids and writing things just so I could let it rest. So we're gonna see how tonight goes. If I respond less, if it's just coloring, we'll see how it plays out. But, like, physically, I feel fine. It's just my dang allergies, that's all. Okay, so we are going to scroll up. Actually, you know, I think I'm gonna do a blanket hello to everyone, just because the less I talk, probably the better. Well, hello everyone. Oh, Momo, so fun. Let's see, make sure, hello, just looking at everybody here. Sarah, I saw your thing about the tornadoes. Please stay safe. And Evelyn, yes, Evelyn, hello Evelyn. Evelyn sent me a surprise gift. So before we color, I do want to share with you all the surprise gift that she sent. It was so awesome. Yes, Steve, I did. Yes, Evelyn, I did. Steve even offered to be my voice tonight if we need to. So we'll see how things go. So even though I'm talking lower, I'm not mad. I'm not sad. It's been a fine day. It's just my throat is angry. So we're just going to be nice to it today. So the lovely Evelyn emailed me. And it was a little late in the day for us to get it out of the package, but Steve went and checked the mail to say, hi, Mary. And the lovely Evelyn sent me 2 surprise gifts, so I wanted to show them to you. One was the Faber-Castell Albrecht watercolor pencils. There's 24 of them. And if you guys hear, I might move the mic a little bit closer. Hi, Shannon. Anyway, there's 24 in here. I haven't tried them out yet. I'm going to make a swatch chart for them and everything. Also, it came with this one for you to try. Apparently, it's the Magnus. Hang on. We'll see. We're barely into it already. It's not even like it's scratchy, but you know how sometimes when you have allergies and it like catches your throat for a minute and like you cannot finish what you were saying? That's what's going on. Anyway, it's Magnus pencil and it's like super thick, but the Doll 133 can sharpen it. So that's really cool. Very, very cool. Thank you, Evelyn. And the other fun thing, so I'm gonna make a swatch, and we may do like a special stream just to test these all out. The other one she sent were these, the Winsor & Newton Studio Collection. There's 48 in here. Evelyn, seriously, you're so amazing. You're so awesome. It showed up. I was like, oh, hi, Marie. There's these ones here, and they smell so nice. I love that fresh pencil smell. See, there we go, 2 trays of them. So we're gonna probably do a separate stream where we test these out. But yes, I was super excited. Evelyn, Steve went down to the mailbox this morning. I thought about messaging you. I was like, no, I'll tell her on stream. So, oh, it's all Tammy's fault. That's awesome. Hi, Tanya. So yes, I'm super excited. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. I haven't even swatch tested them yet. So yeah, I'm really excited about that. But yeah, so hello everyone. I'm sorry if I didn't do my individual hellos, but we are just, there's been a lot of activity around here too, because now we signed all the papers for the house. We're gonna start packing on Monday. So things are gonna start moving. It's super exciting. So why don't we just jump on in and get started? Seriously though, Evelyn, thank you. That was a very wonderful surprise. You are incredibly sweet and thoughtful, and I appreciate you so much. Appreciate all of you. Yes, thank you. Hi, Carol. Coloring Grandma. All right, very nice. Welcome, welcome. Welcome everyone who's coming in. All right, so I said I was going to color the rest of her hair off stream. I obviously did not. There actually ended up being more work and stuff this week than anticipated. So what do you say we get started? I don't want to do the parrot until I get the other main colors in so that I can get a balance of colors here. I'm still thinking blue, but we'll see. Okay, so let's see. I left out, thank you, Marie. Yes, it's super exciting. Shannon, did you see Sammy's Instagram post on her stories earlier today about the pecans? Alright, I'm picking out the greens that we've been using here. I know we picked out this one to use with gold, so that wasn't in the main greens. Let's look at our color chart here. Let's see. So, ooh, I shouldn't do that on stream. I apologize. We're gonna start with, actually, we're gonna grab a little bit of this dark green, and I wanted to add a little bit more dark green to her headband, and then we'll start. No, okay, so she showed the clip. She showed the clip. Now, I found it, like, the show or the commercial or whatever it was talking about Texas. I live in Texas, down the street from a pecan farm. Like, this is how we say it. However, so I went ahead and looked it up on Google. You know, like, ask Google, how do you pronounce pecan? You know, end it right here and then. But here's the funny thing, Shannon. They have, if you go on Google and you ask Google to pronounce the word pecan, they have an American pronunciation and a British pronunciation. So, two schools of thought. A, neither are wrong based on your region. Or B, I feel like the Texas one should be the correct one. Because, well, I mean, like, where do pecans originally hail from? Like, are pecans strictly a US thing? I mean, I think to decide, we need to know. It's not, Tammy. It's not. We would need to know the origin of the pecan. If the pecan was something that originated in the US and was grown in the US, then exported to other countries, then theoretically you should go with the country of origin's pronunciation. That's my thought process on it. But if it was originally grown in, you know, Europe or wherever else, then you would go with that one. It is absolutely not, Joe. Absolutely not. See, now we need to find out the history of the pecan. I'll show you too. Hey, hang on. This is a thing. This is a thing, all right? You pull up Google. Not that. You pull up Google. Okay? How to pronounce pecan. It's even in my history. Okay? Here we go. Are you ready? It would help if my sound was up. Hang on. Okay, here we go.
Pecan.
See?
Pecan.
Now that says the, make sure we're all good here. See. There we go. I mean, you can just pull it up on Google. It says pecan.
Pecan.
Okay. And then you can switch to the, I know it's really bright, but British pronunciation. Yeah, pecan. Steve, don't you dare. I specifically, Steve. But it just got me laughing that, you know, like, okay, well, technically neither of us are wrong, but I feel like if we find out the history and find where pecans, Steve, you're the history buff, look it up. Find out where pecans originated from. If they, oh, I gotta turn the stream back down. If they originated in the US, then they need to be pronounced pecan. If they originated in Europe, then it would fit that it is pronounced pecan. Oh, the pecan, Cari, Illinois, is a species of hickory native to the southern United States and northern Mexico in the region of the Mississippi River. Originating in central and eastern North America, river valleys, Mexico, pecan. There you go. All right. Then that settles it. There are two pronunciations, the American and the British. However, as they originated in the US, the correct pronunciation is pecan. That is my stance on it. You cannot change my mind. The etymology of the word pecan stems from the Algonquin languages for the general word for nut. In the Abenaki tribe, the word was pagan. In Miami, Illinois tribe, it was pecani. And the Ojibwa called it paga. The Sawini word was pecani. The Atakape tribe used pecan. Tell the state of Georgia, it's not pecan. Okay. See, everything what Aspie just said says about the history of it, it should be pecan. Absolutely. Yep, can't change my mind. All right. First 10 minutes, all about the pronunciation of pecan. I used precious voice minutes debating that, so it should count. Okay. Both are correct. I say both. It depends on... Yeah, Kim, for me, I think it depends on the sentence. Caribbean versus Caribbean. Because I don't say... What is it? Pirates of the Caribbean. Yeah, I say Pirates of the Caribbean, but if I'm going to go to it, I probably say the Caribbean. I'm going to visit the Caribbean versus Pirates of the Caribbean. Pirates of the Caribbean just sounds weird. Okay, so... We're going to grab a little bit of dark green here. I wanted to, after looking at it, I wanted to darken up just a little bit of this richer kind of green on the edge here, just a bit. Exactly, Momo. Those are all the short staccato. Wait, short staccato. Okay, it's been a long time since I've studied language. It's just, I assume it's the ah sounds rather than, well, yeah, because I guess the E for the, yeah. Okay, I get what you mean now. But yeah, pecan. Pecan. All right, let's go ahead and zoom on out here. Okay. All right, so I want to do green for the main part of her shirt. And I realize there's a space here under the bird that will be kind of red. So we will do that when I go back to doing the hair. What color greens? We just used a little extra dark green on there. The green we're going to start with. Well, I guess these are the greens that I grabbed because they're the ones that are out. So I know that I used some of these. So we have gray, green, light. EC 289, sap green light, number 120. We have not apple green. That was for her eye. I remember now. Kelp green, 1090. Celadon green, 1020. And marine green, 988. Pecan pie. I say that like ironically though, like if I'm joking around, it's a pecan pie, but that's just like as a joke. I think in general I call it a pecan pie. Okay, marine green is what we're gonna start with. Marine green or kelp green? Actually, we might start with kelp green. I do indeed, Kim. I wonder if I ever updated that on I think exclamation point schedule, maybe? Momo. I need to change that. I need to change that. I knew I wasn't wrong. Well, I'm just gonna change it while I'm thinking about it, otherwise I won't remember. Because who are we kidding? I still haven't adjusted the lists for all the other streamers. Alright, let's see. Schedule's gonna be down the list of ways. Go to the S's. Schedule. Here we go. Okay, I'm just going to change this real quick. There we go. Wednesdays, 8 a.m. Okay. All right, now we can do it. Yeah, I should do the Discord one too. It should be in the About section of the YouTube page. Schedule. There we go. All right, now it's updated. Yeah, it should be in the About section of the YouTube page, but you're right. I should put it not in Discord. I should put it. I'll check after stream. Okay. We're gonna start with Kelp Green, actually. Okay. Make sure we're in focus. And I swear I'm usually much more perky. I'm just being very careful with my throat tonight, that's all. Alright, Kelp Green. But yeah, we'll start packing on Monday. We'll see how things go. My goal is to get out content for you, but with my throat acting the way it was, I was just like, well, crud, I can't film. Like, I wanted to make sure I saved my voice for actual live streams with you guys. So we're gonna see how things go. We're gonna see how things go, but hopefully I'll have some content pre-recorded for you all. So we're just starting with Kelp Green number 1090. I was glancing at my thing, and at first I thought that said, barring any unforeseen consequences. Like, I didn't read it thoroughly. I was like, wait a minute. Consequences? What are the consequences? Okay. I'm gonna zoom out a bit so that we can see whole shirt. Yeah, Yo Grandis, those are the consequences. Hi, Angie. Okay. But we're still using Kelp Green. I'm trying to figure out where there are no feathers here. Hi, Mandy. Andy fixed, I like it. Let's see here. Little foot here. So I finally finished the last book of the Outlander series that's available at the moment. Now I have to anxiously await her next book, which is coming out in November, called Go Tell the Bees That I Am Gone. Thankfully it's coming out this year, though. Hopefully, by Monday, my voice should be back to normal here. I'm not exactly sure when I'm going to pack up my computer. Our move-in date is the 1st, officially. And we'd like to have everything packed up and over there for a while. So I think I'll still be able to stream regularly next week. And then, yeah. I'll keep you posted. I'll definitely make getting my computer set up not necessarily a priority because, you know, getting the kids set up is priority. But as far as my things and getting set up, getting the internet moved over and everything. I suppose if we really needed to, I could always stream on my phone. It'll just be without the bells and whistles, you know? Because I could stream off of data. Or maybe just like a check-in or something. Obviously not like a full 2 hours. I don't know. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. It's hard to know exactly because I don't know when I'm going to be packing my computer up and stuff. But I'm excited. It'll be good. Oh, you're on book 4. Nice. Well, I skipped some of the middle books only because I had seen the series. And I think now that I'm out of books, I'll probably go back and read some of the ones that I skipped. I'm intrigued by the Lord John series, but I'm just not sure yet. I find it interesting, the guy who plays Lord John on the series, John Barry, he left the series, which is a little concerning because there's a lot about him in the books. So, I mean, they can't just not have him in the series anymore, right? I mean, he's an integral part of this last book. So I'm wondering, like, will they recast? And what was he thinking? Like, he had to have known, like, that if he took this role, that it was going to be for the long haul. If he knew anything about Diana Gabaldon's books, like, Lord John is a big part of a lot of things. Like, they will, Momo. Yeah, they'll have their own rooms. They're so excited. Go for a 3 to 4 week vacation next April, May so I can come to Australia. Wait, are you actually going to Australia, Evelyn? Then taking 3 coloring books, 3 books, set of wax, 9 set of oil pencils, a set of watercolors. Nice. Wait, are you actually going to Australia, Evelyn? Oh my gosh, that'd be cool. We're gonna need pictures. Hi, Jamie. Oh, Evelyn, that's so cool. Oh, you'll have so much fun. We are still just using kelp green, by the way. We're almost done with it. We'll do the other side of the shirt in a little bit. All right, let's go ahead and grab sap green light. Oh gosh. I can't even tell you what we're going to be doing then, so that's not necessarily something I could commit to. Let's see, so PC 120. Actually, my plan is, since we will finally be settled in the new house and I'll have my own office, kids are going to be starting going back to school, I'm going to try and work more, pick up some more hours, everything, just because I'm going to have the space and the time. So I plan on pushing out more content, doing more work with my other job. Like, I'm hoping to really pick up the pace on some of the work I've been doing. I want to push out more coloring pages, just in general, more content. So here in a few months, we may see quite a bit more of me. Oh, that'll be so fun, Evelyn. Think of where I'd go again. If I could choose anywhere, I definitely want to go to Scotland again. But then again, if I had the opportunity and the funds to travel, would I want to go to someplace I've already been or go somewhere new? You know what I mean? I think at some point, Stephen, I would like to visit Korea. Oh, sorry for the clearing in my throat. Allergies, man. Okay, let's go ahead and let's see. No, let's just jump right in with gray-green light now. Okay, do marine green now. Like I said, we'll go for as long as my voice will allow me tonight. One day being like Maldives is much more affordable. Oh, that'd be nice. New Zealand is on my list, but that's mostly to go see the Hobbit houses. Exact words, I can take as long as I want. I originally asked for 2 weeks. Evelyn, that's hilarious. Why wait all the way until April? Is it because of the pandemic, or I can't remember. Are they allowing? Isn't travel allowed now? I don't remember. I don't go places. It would be. It absolutely would. Definitely. Hi, Teresa. Yeah, that would be absolutely wonderful. I mean, ideally, we could, you know, he could meet his birth parents while we're there, but it's a itchy situation. So, if nothing else, you know, just to go and kind of experience it. We have some friends who live out there. We have a standing invitation to stay with them and to act as our translator and guide if we ever make it over there, which would be very cool. Especially because if he does get to meet with his birth parents, that will help with the language barrier. Canada's border still closed to US. Yeah, I knew that much. I know New Zealand, I think, opened their borders to Australia. I think. But I don't know if Australia opened the borders to the rest of the world. I'm not quite sure. Honestly, I'm doing what I can over here. You know, we got vaccinated and all that kind of stuff, but I had to stop reading about updates around the world all the time because I can't change it, and I'm doing everything I can to stay here, and honestly, it was just stressing me out. So I keep up on the local information and information I know I need to know. But otherwise, I stopped torturing myself. It's just too much. Need to get a passport. Also, we are so busy this year, and I want to get. Oh no, that's fair, Evelyn. That's fair. Sell for my birth. So, oh, that's right. I didn't think about that. Yeah, Evelyn. I saved for an entire year for my trip to Scotland, and then purchased my tickets like a year in advance because I wanted to get the best price possible, and I did. I got a really good price. It was a little unnerving because purchasing that far in advance, you never know what's gonna come up. And I actually got really sick before I went, so I was afraid I wasn't gonna go. And then I got better in time, and man, that was a close call. All right, so that was Marine Green. Another drink here. End of our winter, end of their summer. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Okay. Let's go ahead and do kelp green. Kelp green now. Right, Momo? I'm going to finally fly. I'd like to go first class, right? No, I don't blame you on that one. Steve always gets his lucky first class upgrades whenever he flies international. I can stare pleadingly at the flight attendants, and it's never happened. He has the best luck when it comes to flying. It's kind of ridiculous. I think if I were to go back to Scotland, I mean, it's a pretty, I want to say it's August. It's a pretty active time that people go to visit just because the weather's nice, but also I want to go when the heather is blooming. I think that would be pretty. Amy. First son's birth, but it's closed a week after. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's hard. Yeah, I have a friend whose sister lives in Canada, and she was gonna fly down for a visit, but she changed her mind because her doctor was like, "Look, the borders were closing. Like, you might not get back." Like, oh, right, yeah. Okay, now sap green light. Mostly for now, our next big adventure is this house. It was so surreal signing all the paperwork and everything. And what's more surreal is to think, I mean, because we've been living in this particular place since, well, for a while. It's crazy to think that in like 2 months' time, because our lease isn't technically end up till the end of July. In 2 months' time, there could be somebody else living here, and that's weird. Pretty sure the place should just cease to exist once we're gone. Okay, and this was that green light. Right, Evelyn. Okay, now we're gonna go ahead and do gray green light. But yeah, I'll have to get some insight from you all when I start putting out more pages, what kind of pages you all want to see. Okay, so here's what I want to do now. I want to go ahead and use our blender because I want to get it to the darkness that it's probably going to be at. And then if we need to, we'll use white over to smooth things out, but I want to get it a little bit darker here. So we're going to grab our handy dandy blender. Okay. Wait, do I want to do this yet? No, I take it back. Hang on. I want to grab black cherry. Okay. Let me get some of that in here. A bit of a contrast color. Maybe the first time I've remembered to drink all my tea in one stream. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, let's go ahead and use our blender now. I wonder if I've got any of my blenders. Ah, perfect. Found it. Possibly. I've got my water right here too. Kind of dreading doing the packing too, because you know you always stir up dust when you pack, or yeah, when you pack things, and so it's just like I know it's probably not going to be a ton better next week, but we'll see. And dust is definitely on my no allergy list, but I mean honestly, who isn't bothered by dust? I mean really, who are we kidding? That being said, it's not like we have any shortage of masks. You wear a mask when we pack. Oh, right, Joe? Yeah, we will be purging stuff. Not until I realized I was actually gonna have to start packing that I was like, holy heck, why do we have so much stuff? Oh yeah? Let me see. I'll have to load it up here. Okay. Oh my gosh. That's so good, Melissa. I love it. Haha. That's awesome. If anybody wants to see what Melissa just posted, you can go check out Discord and the Silliness channel. Thanks, baby. Love you. No, no, I figured come around the side of the desk. Alright, get some sleep. Love you. Hmm? Yeah. Alright, go on, go get some sleep. Love you. Okay. Oh, good lord, Tammy. No, we've been in the same place for not quite a decade, but it's been a long time since I moved. I used to move all the time when I was younger. But yeah, we've been here for a while. But I'm hoping to, since we're going to be getting rid of things, I'm hoping to kind of refine the way we live in the sense of there isn't a need to have so much excess. You know what I mean? Like, I just want to be like, all right, have we actually used this in the last... have I used this in the last year? You know what I mean? Oh, yep, she's off the bed. Hi, Miss Rena. All right, let's go ahead and use Kelp Green again. I know it's looking pretty bright green. We're going to be using a white on top of it, but I just want to add a little bit more green to it before we do that. But yeah, you know, when we're going through things, be like, okay, if I haven't used this, then we don't need it, kind of thing. Definitely that's one thing about the kids' rooms, is that because we live in a smaller space, it's always been necessary to make sure that everything has a place. Like, we don't, like, I try to encourage them to clean up after themselves during the day, but who are we kidding? They're kids. It just doesn't happen. So before bed is when we clean everything up, so that, you know, we have a fresh start in a clean room in the morning. But one of the things about their room, which makes it actually able for them to clean up, is that everything has a place. And if it doesn't have a place, then we don't keep it, you know? And so that's the way we've done it with the kids' rooms. But, you know, we had stuff before I adopted this because we had kids, you know? So the new plan going forward will be, if it doesn't have a place, and not just like, here, let's just pop this on the shelf, you know, a legitimate place, then it will go. You know what I mean? Oh, in fact, the funny thing, Miss Rena, is like, I was talking to Steve, and we've got this bookshelf here that has loads of books on it. But, and a lot of them are his, some of them are mine, but they're books that we literally haven't touched in ages. And so it's just like, I don't recall us, I mean, there's books on there I've certainly never read, there's books on there he's never read, so it's like, why are we keeping them, you know? Where in turn, something like my office here, like, I touch all of my books quite frequently, you know? And so it's just like, if it has sat there long enough to gather dust, because I am, let's be honest, I'm a real person and I don't dust. Okay, I do sometimes, but I mean, books in a corner, you know? It's just, anyway, zap green light. So anyway, the point is, if you haven't used it, it doesn't get to come. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna keep in mind, Miss Rena. Oh, that's awesome, Kim. Well, but it's not so much old books. It's like I'm looking at it right now, and there's an old pre-calculus book from college that probably isn't even relevant anymore. I mean, we're talking early 2000s. They've probably figured out different methods for calculus by now. I mean, there's just books that just aren't relevant anymore, you know? Like back when Steve and I first started dating, and he thought it was funny to have those bathroom books in the bathroom. Yeah, it's just sitting up there. Well, that's different. That's different. Yeah, that's definitely different. Like, he does. He has some books from his grandfather that are history books that we won't be getting rid of. Has he read them? No, but they have sentimental value. So that's different. There's ones with sentimental value for sure that can stay. Okay. Okay, well, this one's pre-calculus, Steve. This one's pre-calculus, so I don't even think it counts. Isn't pre-calculus before calculus? The point is, we have a bunch of crap we just don't need. Okay. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and use our white now. And I'm sure that I will find craft things that I had plans for and never used, you know, like I have the things I frequently use now. So it's just gonna be... Steve, stop trying to argue for books we don't need to keep. Kat, will you help me please? Explain to Steve that we can't keep everything. Oh, Lord, chat, we haven't even started packing yet. It's already begun. It's already begun. I read a book for ages. One case is just recipe books. When was the last time you tutored someone in math, Steve? Huh? To buy more bookshelves? Yes, I'm telling you, we're getting rid of stuff. You're arguing for pre-calculus. Now, if you're arguing for, like, the Bible, that's different. Yeah, we've got one of those for the kids' room. I think that might be the struggle, is with the kids' rooms, because like we're gonna since they'll have each their own room, we'll have to split up the toys 50-50. But I definitely don't want a thing to start where okay, Steve. Right, Melissa. I told the kids that I didn't want there to ever be like the fights like, get out of my room, or you can't come in my room. Like, I will say the one nice thing that I've liked about us being in a small space is that, you know, we've always just kind of shared everything, and I don't want that to become a rivalry or a bitter thing. It's about respecting the person's room. So it's more like, okay, well, if there's something, you know, because they share toys, they do. I'm like, if there's something that someone wants to play with, you ask, and you know, ask them first, and then, you know, they don't hold the toy hostage in the bedroom. Well, I think for part of it is just, I'm so excited about this house, and I want kind of a fresh start in there, and for fresh means not going in with the clutter we already have, you know? I want to go in fresh. Okay. Gifts from the heart, and they give things to lower income people free of charge. Oh, that's cool, Miss Rena. I like that. Would Newton never invented calculus? White throughout. Maybe. He was a smart man. Alright, let's grab, let's see, let's grab our sepia. And... oh, that's nice, Miss Rena. I like that. French grade 90. You know, so Evelyn, one of the houses that we wanted, there was going to be a play area, but it became not available. So the way this house is going to be is there are 4 bedrooms. There's the master and 3 bedrooms. So Steve and I will obviously be in the master, and then the kids will have we'll have 2 of the bedrooms, and then the other bedroom is for an office for Steve and I, since I work from home. And one of the things Steve and I wanted to make sure we did is, like, because the small space we live in now, I'm using sepia, by the way. A lot of times the kids have kept toys, like we have a designated kind of toy area in the living room. But now that they'll each have their own room, I would really like to, I guess, grow up the space a little bit more. You know, have a more adult kind of living room in that sense, since they will have, you know, their own rooms and whatnot. Obviously, of course, they can bring stuff, you know, to the living room and play, but at the end of the day, it needs to go back, you know? So as much as playroom was in the plan initially, that would have been really nice. But honestly, we were so pleased to get this place because of the limited availability everywhere. We're like, the only thing we're giving up on is the playroom. Plus, oh, a nice big backyard too. That's cowboy hat, spurs, turquoise ring, bolo tie, my mom. Oh, I like that, Momo. I like that a lot. So we're just adding in some kind of detail to her shirt with, we're going to be using a few different pencils here. Kids get older, the toys get smaller and more expensive, I hear, Marie. Right now, I'm happy that they still like dolls and stuffed animals. And books. They like books. I know. Well, see, the thing is, Alex, and I don't say this like in a bragging way at all. And don't get me wrong, my kids fight. They do. But my kids are also very logical, and a lot of times if we discuss things with them, like beforehand, like these, like lay out the expectations, you know? Like they're generally pretty good with it, and I'm not so naive to think that those fights won't happen, but you better believe that I'm going to do my best not to let them happen. You know what I mean? Like if I hear it coming up, then we're all going to sit down and we're going to kind of have a talk. But they're immensely well behaved, and I think a big part of it is, we're going to use French Grey 90, is that they haven't spent a lot of time out of earshot of me. You know what I mean? So I've always been there to sort of reel them in when I hear them start ramping up, and then, you know, we figure out what's going on and everything like that. So I think on one hand, being in a small place has been an advantage for sure. Plus my oldest, she's very much the rule follower, and I love it so much. Hi, Ashley. But the rain ponchos from the camper, the old ice chests that no longer seal, yeah, those can go, right? My dad's first hygiene. Oh, that's nice. Let's see, what other things? Like, I have some things from some great-grandparents, mostly baby things that got passed down to me. Obviously, I still have my wedding dress, so you like those things stay. We have like 4 or 5 boxes of like DVDs and VHS. We don't use them anymore, so things that aren't streamable, like Steve has the full box set of MASH, but that was also kind of a pretty expensive box set, so that we'll be keeping. I've got Anne of Green Gables on VHS, so we have like he's got all of Band of Brothers on DVD, so you know, things like that we will keep, but things that are, you know, movies we have no interest in watching anymore, like those are gonna go. However, we did decide that we want, we're gonna use dark green now. Oh, nice, Tammy. It really does, Tammy. I love it. I love it so much. Dark green. One of the things we do want to set up for those, so we have all of our old game consoles. We've actually got 2 Super Nintendos. We've got, because Steve had his, and then my brother gave me theirs. And so we've got 2 Super Nintendos, 2 Nintendo 64s, plus controllers and games and all that kind of stuff. And the kids actually really enjoy some of those games. Like, little Steve has recently got into Kirby. He likes Kirby. But anyway, we want to, because right now, like when they want to play with them, we have to take them out and set them all up. But we want to have them permanently out so that it's just a matter of plugging in the right cord and it's good to go. So we want to have like a dedicated area for the vintage games as well. No, that's fair, Evelyn. Oh, I can imagine, Alex. I can imagine. Well, for the kids, because it's only ever been the two of them, for the most part, we've always tried to buy things equally. Now, there are things that, you know, one of them maybe saved up and they bought themselves, but they've had a pretty good understanding of it. Sometimes it's, you know, very noticeable, like, this is mine, I bought it kind of thing, and so we try to make sure that they respect that. But I think it also helps just the fact that we only have two of them. They're all each other has, you know, and especially during the last year of this pandemic. And again, don't get me wrong, I'm using gray green light. Don't get me wrong, they do fight. There are some days, I'm telling you. But I think when it comes back to they're all like, you know, like they're all there they have, you know, as far as siblings are concerned. And, you know, obviously with the pandemic, there's been less play dates and less friends to play with and stuff. And so if they do fight or bicker, it surely doesn't last long. They're pretty close in age. Yeah, they're pretty close in age. They're just a couple years apart. So that also makes it easier. Like my siblings and I, we were all spaced pretty far apart, but we had both of them very close in age, actually. So it makes it easier. Hi, JD. Everything's so slow. My kids are 6 years apart, so definitely had advantages. Yeah, that's closer. Not exactly, but it's closer to what my siblings and I are. In fact, my oldest sibling, when my mother had my youngest brother, they thought that my oldest sister was a teenage mom. She used to get comments at the grocery store and she'd be like, "Excuse me?" So yeah, that was more like us. Alright, I'm gonna use a little bit of white. So we're just kind of adding some texture onto her shirt. Now I want to grab French Gray 50% now, and we're going to add a bit more texture, because I mean, she's a pirate. She's not going to have a nice, you know, super clean shirt. So now we're going to go ahead and add in some variation for my oldest, who is biological is my cousin. My mom and dad adopted her as 18 years my senior. Oh, gotcha. Hi, Patricia. The oldest now, and I'm grateful because he's just. Oh, that's nice. That's real nice, Sherry. Yeah, at one point I actually lived with both my sisters, just, you know, growing up, figuring things out. So yeah, sometimes that extra sibling connection is real nice. Okay. Oh, that's nice, Marie. Yeah, my siblings and I probably fought like crazy, but like, I can't remember if I said this on stream already or not, but like legitimately they were playing in their room the other day. I don't remember what day it was. I might have mentioned this on stream already, but they were playing and I started hearing a fight kind of rear up a little bit, and all of a sudden the oldest one, she went, "Oh no, Santa's always watching. Quick, we gotta make up. Sorry." And then little Steve was like, "Oh right, yeah, sorry." So, you know, kudos to Santa. I don't get along. View me as the one that took my... Oh, that's too bad, Evelyn. Yeah, it's hard when those kind of rifts happen a little bit. Yeah, my siblings and I, we get along as long as we don't live in the same house as each other. And, you know, things have definitely gotten better over the years as we've all kind of... Hi, Maria. But we still have our moments for sure. Okay. We're starting to get some of that texture in her shirt a little bit. And like I said, we're just using French Gray 50%. Oh, that's nice, Alex. I like that. But it is sweet because anytime like one of them gets something that the other one doesn't, like say one's at a birthday party or there's some sort of thing, like I took little Emily to the eye doctor month and a half back or so, and she did so good that they let her pick something out of the treasure chest, and the first words out of her mouth were, "Can I take one home for my brother too?" Like, when there is an opportunity, they always want to make sure that, you know, the other one gets something also. That's why it's been a little bit of a challenge as they're getting older, because our oldest is now at the stage where she will sometimes get invited to things that maybe he won't, just because, you know, at some point the parties stop inviting. I'm just using a little white to move this out. Stop inviting all the siblings. You know what I mean? I mean, from a financial aspect, like those parties get expensive when you start adding in all the siblings. And so, you know, he's having to get used to now. Sometimes they get invited to different things. But it's good because, you know, as they grow up, not everything is equal, so. Aww. We love the Evelyn love. I was an oops child. I don't talk to my siblings. Oh gosh, Renee. Oh, sounds good, Maria. Thanks so much for being here. Wait. It's so cold today, I'm having hot Weetabix for lunch. Maria, my only reference to Weetabix, if I understand correctly, it's a cracker of some sort, right? Now, I get that there was a reference of it on, it's gonna sound silly, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And one of the characters, he is supposed to be English. He likes Weetabix. I understood it as Weetabix is some sort of cracker? I don't know. And so now if you're saying hot Weetabix, I'm wondering, is it more like a cream of wheat kind of situation? Like a grits kind of style thing? Oh, it's cereal. Okay, okay. Yeah, they would have terrible manners and would spill. Thank you, Renee. The only child, he's grateful, but he has a friend since age 5, so kind of... Oh, that's nice. Also true, Momo. Also. So... Yes, we have shredded wheat. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so how do you eat it hot then? Do you warm up the milk? Like you would kind of like a hot toddy? I'm intrigued now. Okay, let's see. A breakfast food. Okay. Let's use, what do we have out here? Oh, you know what? Let's use that metallic maroon again. Fortified shredded wheat and yes, warm milk. Interesting. Is eating warm milk with cereal a regional thing, or is this something that I've missed out on? Wait, hot water? Use water, drain it off, then add milk. Interesting. I feel like I'm gonna need to watch some YouTube videos on this. We're gonna use, now again, I know a lot of you don't have this color, so feel free to use any kind of muted red that you have, but I want to use the metallic red. I'm gonna use it. I have never heard of it, Evelyn. No. Milk, sugar, and put some butter in it. I mean, it sounds a little bit like cream of wheat. What? We do it in Canada too, especially in the winter, the hot milk on cereal. I have never heard of that. Absolutely ever. Oh my gosh. All right, so metallic maroon. Oh, the Downton Abbey cookbook. Oh, awesome, Mary. That'll be so fun. Eat it cold with just milk. Okay, okay. Yeah, we're definitely having a bit of a heat wave here for sure. You know what I got? So for those of you who live in Texas, I won't get into it because honestly, it just, they anger me for various reasons. But for those of you who live in Texas, you are probably aware of what ERCOT is. Now, a lot of the technical stuff I don't get, but for those of you not in Texas, basically ERCOT is the company that controls our electrical grid for Texas, because for some reason Texas wants to have its own electrical grid. Anyway, like I said, I won't get too far into that, but ERCOT was part of the problem of when we had snowpocalypse, and there was a lot of mismanagement that happened, and that's why the electricity shut off. Well, anyway, there have been some rumblings as of late about potential risks of electricity going out. I'm gonna use a little bit of white here come, during the hot summer months. And, we're just at the beginning. So people are like, what do you mean where there's going to be potential issues? Like, we haven't even hit the hottest part of summer yet. So anyway, everybody's pretty up in arms. So my response to that is I want to plan ahead. So my dad has built a lot of like tiny homes, and he refurbished an ambulance and rebuilt that, and he powers a lot of these with solar power. And so he and I have been discussing a kind of small solar getup in the event of an emergency, something that can help, just something small, whether it's, a couple solar panels that charge a battery and we use it to run like some fans, or, like just a 5,000 BTU air conditioner. That gets more complicated, but like a 5,000 BTU is like the smallest size air conditioner. So, I've been going over options with him, but in the meantime, and I'm letting Steve borrow it now, I did find a little portable battery powered, we'll call it an air conditioner with air quotes, but basically imagine what it is. It's a little fan. It's only about yay big. And it's got these kind of, best way I can describe it is felt. It's got these felt fabric curtains that are vertical. And so you've got a fan in the back and you fill the top with water, and imagine how a humidifier works. And it's got a little mister that sprays onto the curtains. So you pre-soak the curtains so that they're already wet, and then it sprays a mist of water in it to keep them wet. And then you let the fan run through. So basically what happens if you've got a fan with the water in front, you're getting cooler air. But the cool part about it is it's battery powered, and you charge it up and you can get 4 to 5 hours of basically, again, quote unquote, AC time. So we have 2 of them. So in the event of emergency, they're all charged up and we're good. We're good for a little while, and we've got like backup batteries, and I've got worst case scenario plans. But yeah, I was really excited that I found these. So it gives me a little bit of peace of mind knowing that if, God forbid, the electricity were to go out in this 100-degree heat, that we wouldn't struggle as much. Because you never know after snowpocalypse. Ceiling fans, small fans, so we can keep the AC turned up higher. Where did you find Amazon? Actually, Momo, here, let me grab the link. Let me grab the link for you, because it's really good. And if you wanted to save even more power on those, because obviously it takes a little bit of power for the mister to go through, you could turn that off and then just check the if you wanted the battery to last longer, so you could let it blow longer, turn the mister off and then just check the curtains every now and then, and once they're dry you re-soak them again. And so you could manually do that and probably get an extra hour out of it. But let me grab you the link real quick. Yeah, it's a portable air conditioner fan, and obviously these are in no way, shape, or form going to cool off or an entire room, but they're portable individual units, and in the event that the electricity were to go out, it would be a backup unit to help. And, especially with the kids, if it was just me and Steve, I might not be quite as concerned. But with the kids, I need backup, All right, let's see. Here we go. There we go. Well, Marie, it depends. During snowpocalypse, we were without power for almost 2 days, and no water for 5 days. So that was fun. And the water thing was because all the pipes froze. So if the water, or if the electricity went out, I don't think it'd be a water issue too. So we'd have water. Let's see. Oh, my curtains closed and refuse to cook anything. Yeah, Kim, that's where we've got thermal curtains on, and we try not to use the oven. I don't even like using the crock pot that often, just because it heats things up. but our current place does not cool well. Our new place should. It's a brand new place. It was built in like 2018, so everything on it is brand new and shiny. So I'm super excited about that. But yeah, I just, you know, I have a lot of people that would roll their eyes about me and call me a prepper or whatever every time, you know, I'd mention something like that. But the fact of the matter is, in the last, what, year and a half, we had 2 runs on the grocery store between the pandemic and the snowpocalypse. Like, things happen, you know? And when they do happen, I feel better knowing that I'm prepared, you know? Yeah, Momo, they're real nice. They're not too expensive. They're pretty affordable in the event something were to go down. I say go down, like, seriously, but I mean, you lose electricity in this kind of heat. I mean, worst case scenario, you know, we go to somebody's house that does have AC. We get a hotel room, you know, we hop in the car and drive to go visit my sister in another state, you know? What, in the house, Marie, or here? For here, where we're at now, no, absolutely not. And no, they don't really, I mean, even at the house, no, they wouldn't really, I don't think they would hand out generators. So generator purchase, I'm using sepia, is definitely in our future. Not even anything big, just something to keep us cool. You know what I mean? So I'm just tired of getting caught unawares in the event of emergencies that we didn't think would ever happen. Enter snowpocalypse and the pandemic. And so for Steve and I too, like, we keep a running stash of water. So we usually purchase our water down here. And what we'll do is we'll always have 2 or 3 as backup. And when we only have, because we get like large containers, when we only have 2 or 3 left, then we pretend like, oh, we're out. And so then we'll get, you know, our next ones, and then we cycle them through. So, you know, because water does go bad eventually. Exactly, Kim. That's exactly it. You know, just the basic things. Like, I think back to, oh, that's nice, Evelyn. That's good. Like, there were things that I wish that we would have had during snowpocalypse that we just didn't. And the thing is, it's like, yeah, okay, these things go down. What am I going to do? Order on Amazon and wait 2 days while we all struggle? No, we need to have these things now. So that's why after snowpocalypse, I showed you all it before. This was, I used some, was it birthday money? I can't remember, but I treated myself to this. It's a little solar powered radio that I can use to also charge my phone. I need to charge the battery now, but it has FM, AM, and, well, I guess it's, there you go, FM, AM, and it's got a weather radio station that just continually plays like the weather updates if there's any emergency alerts or whatever. But it's also a flashlight, and this little thing, this flips up and is also a flashlight if you need to stay. But you just put this in direct sunlight and it will charge up. But that was my little little peace of mind toy to myself. There we go. Yeah, it was my birthday. That's right, Renee. That's what it was. Yeah, I used some of my birthday money and I'm like, I'm treating myself to a danger radio. Woo! That's nice, Mr. Reno. Well, one of the reasons I thought about solar power, because, you know, in the event that something happens, you know, what if, I don't know, I didn't want to be dependent on a non-renewable resource. Like, you know, suppose everybody needs to run their generators and, you know, there's long lines for propane or for gas or whatever else. But with solar, yeah, it's super nice, Momo. With solar, that's something we have in abundance for, you know, in Texas. So if I had solar power, because I wouldn't need much, just enough to run what we need to make it through until things are fixed, because it's not going to go on forever. For the radio, yeah, I can grab the radio. I love that radio. And it's pretty clear too. Pretty clear for the, yeah, this is the newest 2021 version that they put out. But yeah, it'll charge your phone too. Obviously, you know, it'll enough to keep it going depending on, you know, how much you keep it in the sun, but I really like it. There we go. That's the radio. You were using batteries. You need to put in a lot more panels. I think you lose something like 30%. Yeah, definitely. And like I said, it's definitely going to be an emergency setup. You know, this is like only if needed. But like I said, my dad, they pretty much live off grid. Like he has set up their whole thing. They have a couple of, my dad is a project guy. Like he was a fisherman for 20 plus years. He built his own boats. Like this is who he is. So he has a old military van that he has completely, you could live out. In fact, when we went to visit them, that's where the kids and I stayed. Like it's got a bed, it's got a fridge, it's got a kitchen. Like he's done the whole thing. You've seen those tiny houses. That's what my dad has done. And so he's redone the military van. He got an old ambulance, gutted it, turned it into another little tiny house. He built a tiny house. They do have an actual trailer, but like he has set this thing up with solar power. Like it's got panels like all the way across the top. Like they literally can live completely off grid. I told my dad, like, I was just like, you know, zombie apocalypse comes, we're headed to you guys. Like, oh, absolutely, Marie. Like I said, you know, if it were just Steve and I, we would just, you know, we'd rough it or we'd do something. I wouldn't be as concerned. But with the kids, you know, I've said it multiple times, you know, my youngest remembers Snowpocalypse like it was fun. You know, he's like, let's do that again. We're like, but I in never any way want to see them suffer. And if that means, you know, having people roll their eyes at me because I want to be prepared, then, you know, roll away. Exactly, Tammy, exactly. Working on solar, uses his car oil to run the burner on his furnace. Nice. I really enjoy watching Elsa Ray and Baron on YouTube. They live in a little scamp trailer off grid. They actually just bought themselves some land. There's definitely a part of me that like I don't really want to. There's definitely some part of me that likes the idea of that. Obviously, it's not practical, but all right. Black raspberry is what I'm going to use now. But anyway, so he is super well versed in solar. So I called him up. You know, there were lots of things about ERCOT going around, and I was just like, you know what? I don't want to be caught without again. Like that was a flippin' nightmare. You know, nowhere had any water. Like we were lucky enough that we got a stock early on. We had food. We had drinking water. But did we have to shovel snow so that we could actually flush our toilet? Yes, in fact, we did. So, yeah, I do not want to be stuck like that again. Oh, you watch them too? They're great, right? There you go, Jamie. Well, that's the thing, is because they're so mobile now, they just go wherever the nice weather is. So they spend winter in, you know, the southern states and summer in the northern states. Pretty sweet way to live, if you ask me. I'm just using that black raspberry right now. Thanks, Marie. Exactly, Jamie. Absolutely. Yeah, and the hot, I mean, it was dangerous either way, but the heat especially, at least with cold, you can put more layers on. With heat, it's a lot harder to escape, you know? So it's, I mean, we're focused on the move, but it's definitely been on my mind more just because I just don't want to be caught without again, you know? All right, light umber. And like I said, I'll be glad if, God forbid, the time ever comes that we need that stuff. I'll be glad that I have it. I definitely haven't started a little Amazon wish list for preparedness stuff that I want to stock up on once we get everything all settled. Basement is well stocked for up to a month or two of being trapped. Oh, Evelyn, that's good. I like that. So yeah, as budget allows, I will slowly acquire, you know, a few items. Like I even have some of those what are they, the life straws that are supposed to have like really good filtration. But mostly it's things like as simple as just like, it's not like this is a budget breaker by any means because it's just a couple of bricks. I just, you know, haven't got around to it. But something as simple as just bricks, because there were these ideas for all these heaters that you could make using like terracotta planters and candles and bricks. And I was just like, why don't I have any of this? Nice, Evelyn. That is true, Jamie. That is true. There's when power would go out and I would just read by kerosene lamp or candles. I have a kerosene lamp. Right, Miss Rena. Yeah, I actually have a kerosene lamp. We legitimately used it. Alright, so that's light brown. Where is my beige sienna? Let's grab beige sienna. It does not have a basement. It does have an attic, but in heat, an attic is not where you want to be. Okay, so beige sienna. At least I don't think it has a basement. Yeah, I don't think so. Basements aren't as common down here. Yeah. Well, and there's definitely a few closets and stuff, but yeah. We'll have a designated spot for sure. Okay, let's do French gray 20%. Kind of matches her hair a little bit. Okay. Go ahead and use our blender. Yeah, but it's just little things, you know, like the portable ACs and a little radio and, you know, what do those two things tell me? That tells me that we're going to have power to charge our phones for an emergency, and we're going to have cool air, which are the most important things, you know? Useless and disaster. My idea roughly is a hotel without room service. Joe, you crack me up. That, and obviously, you know, food and water and whatnot. Alright, dark brown. So, Joe, how do you feel about camping? Doing this dark brown over the top. It was coming out a bit more red than I wanted, so. Right, Jamie? No, that's fair, Renee. Now that we gotta get a garage, I just gotta get my dad to bring down one of their rigs, and I'm like, can you just park this here, and then we'll go live in there when, you know, Texas decides to be stupid. 39-foot camper with full amenities, 2 TVs and Wi-Fi. Okay, check out, if you haven't, check out the Holderness family on YouTube. They just did a bit about camping, and it was pretty funny. You'd probably like it. Country and hate it. I do not like bugs. Oh yeah, Cam, I'm not a bug fan. So when it comes to I'm using white now. When it comes to camping, I don't know that I would like camping in Texas, but for me, camping means when I camped in the Pacific Northwest, and bugs aren't too much of an issue because it's generally cold there. Like, if it's not freezing cold in the morning, then you haven't gone camping correctly. You know what I mean? Like, there's got to be moisture on the tent. You know, there may have been a raccoon, or if you're really unlucky, a bear that rolled through camping in the middle of the night. But, you know, also, you camp next to a beach. In my head, that's how camping has always been for me. So, like, I think I'd feel weird camping in Texas. All right, I want to grab chocolate in real life and here. There you go. All right, chocolate. Okay, I have to be honest with you all. Like, my throat is a little scratchy, but I thought it was gonna give out before now. I don't know. Maybe my not using it for a couple days, I needed to start using it again. But this is, I'm not kidding when I say that, like, I've held off on any talking. This is the most talking I have done since probably the last time that I streamed. I'm not kidding. Nice, Alex. Are you going to the coast? Gosh. Alex. If you ever decide to go southern coast, there is a place you should go camping at. Oh gosh, what was its name? Hold on. Humbug Mountain? I think it was Humbug Mountain. Take 101 all the way south. Yeah, Humbug Mountain Campground. My favorite place to go camping right there. Hilarious squirrels. Last time Steve and I went camping, we had this squirrel. We caught him taking our bread, and we came back, and we must have left it out, or he pulled it out or something, but he had his little cheeks stuffed, and so we called him Chubby Cheeks. I think we have a picture of him somewhere. But yeah, Humbug Mountain Campground is really nice. It's pretty far south, though, so I don't know how far you're going. I'm trying to think where else. Another place we went camping on the coast starts with an A, but childhood memories are at Humbug Mountain. Oh, McKay Crossing. Yes, I've heard of that. I've heard of that. Oh, Alex, I want to come with you. Oh, you're making me just... I want to go back. It's so nice there. Like, seriously. Waking up in the morning, you hear the birds. The tent's a little damp from the moisture because it's always rain. It always rains overnight. It always does. And, you know, so everything's just a little damp, but you get up. Somebody's making... I'm using sepia now. Somebody's making a fire. Now, I didn't drink coffee, you know, obviously when I was younger, so I never had coffee. But somebody was always making coffee, and, you know, you have some oatmeal or some cereal. You just kind of hang... Oh, camping on the coast is the Beverly Beach. That one's nice. Steve, if you're listening, what's the name of that place that we went camping to, you know, ages ago, that last time we went camping? Girls, until I had one run down. Oh, no. Oh, Beverly Beach. Oh, yeah, you just said it. Was that where we went, Steve? Right, Joe? Let's see, not dark brown. We're gonna get black raspberry here. Where did I put it? Oh, no. Did I use... No, I used black raspberry. Where is sepia, chocolate? I'm losing my mind. French gray. That's what it was, yeah. Oh, black raspberry. Yeah, Beverly Beach. Ah, dang it. You guys did not hear that. I just had some pencils roll off the desk. Well, was it Humbug that we went to when it was just you and me, where those people stole our campground? I feel like we went somewhere else. I want to say Astoria, but I don't think that was right. There we go. Putting my water here to stop it from running. Oh, Yellowstone. Moose. Nearby nature center caught baby possum the other day. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Yeah, Beverly Beach sounds familiar. Beverly's nice. Beverly's real nice. Like, if you can get a campground where it's within walking distance to the beach, like, that's really nice. Steve, can we go to Oregon and go camping, please? It's just too hot, and there's too many mosquitoes here, and the bugs that are here, there's to worry about ticks and mosquitoes and God knows what else in Texas. Like, no offense if you grew up in Texas and it is just, you love it so much, but we have lived here for near over a decade, and I gotta be honest, I miss Oregon. Texas has too many bugs. I don't like it. Oh, I bet, Miss Rena. If it's anything, chiggers, right? Fire ants. If it's anything like Anna Green Gables, Miss Rena, I bet you I will. Okay, light umber. Like, if the jobs were available, we would make Texas our forever state, but I gotta be honest, if somebody were to just say, hey, by the way, you gotta live in Texas for the rest of your life. No. Awesome, that comes nice. It's so funny, yeah. Using light umber. Okay, let's see, what else did I use? Light umber, we used 20% French gray. That one. Little squirrely squirrel. Yes, Colorado's so nice. I lived there for 6 months. We tried to go camping once. This place where we were camping, I can't remember where it was. But It was big. It was like a big open plain. And oh my God, the wind picked up that day and we had to cancel the camping because nobody's, even though we like put the pegs in the ground to keep the tents there, people's tents were literally flying away. Like the wind was so strong. It was hilarious. I mean, not for the people whose tents were flying away, but thankfully I hadn't set mine up yet. The people who had got there before us and already had it set up, like the wind was literally picking up the tents and just, and the ones that didn't fly away because like there was either stuff in it or whatever else, like the wind was just whipping them. It was crazy. So I tried to experience camping in Colorado. It didn't work. All right, we're gonna use, what did I use? Dark brown. That's right, 5-star hotels don't blow away in the wind. Oh my gosh. If you ever go camping again, Joe, I'm gonna get you a shirt that says that. It's just a reminder to whoever you decided, whoever talked you into going camping, how much you don't want to go camping. I love it. Using dark brown. Oh, nice, Alex. Yeah, I lived in Denver for about 6 months. It was an interesting, using light umber, interesting time in my life, but Colorado was absolutely beautiful. Alex, go to the Dude Dad on YouTube. I know I'm like recommending. All right, let me recommend all these other YouTube channels, but it's like that these things, they have references now. The Dude Dad, and there was a skit that he did. I follow a lot of parenting YouTubers, go figure. Oh, there you go, Momo. 20% French gray here. And he did a skit on people in Colorado. I sent it to my sister because she also lived there, and it was hilarious. I probably appreciate it. Not so much. Yeah, I love Colorado. It's nice. I think I love Oregon more, though. Definitely born and bred Oregonian here. Alright, we're using our white now. Buena Vista, yeah. I think we're gonna need some more light umber here. Actually, I don't think we've used chocolate on it yet. That's light umber. Yeah, chocolate. That's what we're using now. Well, actually, Sherry, so it's kind of the misnomer for Oregon. Like, I joke about the rain in the tents, but that's different. That's on the coast. There is more rain on the coast. There is. However, there is a full range of climates in Oregon. So on the coast, obviously you have the coastal climates, but you go about an hour to an hour and a half inland of the coast, and you're going to hit the valley. And the valley has pretty temperate weather. Gets up to maybe 98 at its absolute hottest. It doesn't rain nearly as frequently. Also, the rain in Oregon is different than the rain in Texas. So rain in Oregon is smaller, but it's also cold outside when it rains. Rain in Texas, however, is like giant drops, and all of a sudden there's a massive flood and the humidity's everywhere. Hi, Shira. And that's the valley. Oddly enough, the entire right half of Oregon, get this, is actually desert. So if you were to look on a map and find Bend, everything from Bend to the right is all going to be deserty area. But it also gets snow. But you also have gnats. So there's that. So Oregon has a full range. It's funny. If people really know almost nothing about Oregon, if you meet somebody who literally knows nothing and calls it Oregon, I'm gonna hurt them if they do that. No, I'm just kidding. They just assume that Oregon is one long coastal range, but it's really not. It's got the full range. So like, I'm serious. Like, imagine this is Oregon. This part here is coast. This part here is valley. This part here is desert. It's the whole thing. But they just, oh, hey, actually, now that I've zoomed out, that shirt's looking pretty nice. I'm actually kind of, this sort of just that happened. Yeah, exactly. 2 mountain ranges. Yeah, west of Bend in the valley. Yeah, Alex is in the valley. It's actually very nice. And actually, fun statistic. Thanks, Sherry. Fun statistic. There is a town in Oregon called Corvallis, and it is statistically the safest place to live for natural disasters. The safest place. Like, if we're talking the statistics of earthquakes, floods, tornadoes, hurricanes, basically all of those natural disasters. And so, you know, they've taken, you know, cities where this happens and everything. And literally Corvallis is the statistically most safe place to live. It's kind of ridiculous, which is why, because I think Houston is one of the most dangerous. Now, we didn't live in Corvallis, but I jokingly told Steve when he said we were moving down here, I was like, you mean to tell me you are moving me from the safest place in the US to the potentially least safest place in the US? Okay. It was an interesting conversation, for sure. Right, Marie? Oh, it's hilarious. Okay. What time is it? 10:01. I am actually amazed. I am doing, like, my throat is doing as well. Like, it's caught a couple times, but not nearly as bad. Oh, nice, Renee. Very cool. Did you get a good deal on a computer? Alright, let's grab kelp green. That's nice, Miss Rena. I like it. No, I am not a fan of the heat. I'm not gonna lie. I do not enjoy the heat. Which is why actually these little backup little air conditioners I mentioned, I've had it sitting on my desk all day. And actually, so obviously, think of it as like a desk fan. Like I said, it's not gonna cool the room, but my office area here in the bedroom is usually the hottest place in the whole house right now. And it actually kept my office area at least 2 to 3 degrees cooler. So that was pretty cool. Nice little test for it. All right, so we're gonna start with kelp green. Lemon tea. So actually, Marie, I have a loose leaf tea that I drink. It's specifically called throat therapy. I actually can't do a lot of lemon because it makes me break out and I get itchy. But yeah, this is specifically a throat therapy tea. What is in this tea? It's made by Adagio. I'm trying to remember what's in it. It's really good tea. I like it. I've been drinking this stuff for a while. Here we go. Throat therapy has licorice, raspberry leaves, hibiscus, orange, cinnamon, aniseed, and slippery elm. What's in it? It says licorice is a plant from the bean family, most used for its root. The root, which is up to 50 times sweeter than sugar, can be chewed on by itself as a treat or used to flavor various types of licorice candies. In the United States, sweet red and black licorice are the most common, though there are other varieties that are popular in Europe. Okay, so they're just talking about the licorice flavor, but anise, which has a similar flavor licorice, is also common. So yeah, that's what's used to sweeten it. And then they recommend mixing honey in with it, obviously. It's pretty sweet tea on its own, though. But yeah, it's really good. I enjoy it. And it does help. It does. Yeah. Yeah, lemon is the worst for me. Oranges I'm okay with, unless, like, if I'm eating an orange, like, a whole orange every day, by the end of the week, like, oh, I will be so itchy. It's not even funny. Really? You're allergic to anise? I've never heard of that. Interesting. How did you find out? Alright, kelp green. Allergies fascinate me. Like, there's so many things that you can be allergic to. And if it doesn't show up on an allergy test, then they're just like, all right, whatevs. It's like, really? Ah, sensitive. Okay, gotcha. I almost feel like streaming has been like an exercise for my throat. Oh, I didn't even think about that. I haven't had that very often, but thinking back to the taste, that makes sense that that's in it. That makes a lot of sense. Gosh, I haven't had that since, yeah, a long time. I can't remember. Go to a dermatologist. Yeah, Jamie, I remember you telling me that. I got your message, by the way. I was reading up on that. It's really intriguing. Our dermatologist actually had COVID. They're probably over it now, but I've been hesitant to go back because I figured if they had it, I went through the office. I mean, I know I'm vaccinated and everything, but the kids aren't. So, yeah, I've just been weird about it. Alright, we're just using Calprine. Seriously though, Alex, you guys have so much fun. That's awesome. We'd always go, we loved going to Lincoln City. We'd always stop by and get, you know, ice cream, saltwater taffy. That was always awesome. If you ever go to Oregon and go through Bandon, go to the Bandon Cheese Factory. And this is weird, but get ice cream there. Because they have ice cream. At least I think it's still there. Alex, I feel like we've had this conversation. Is the cheese factory still there in Bandon? I can't remember. I miss it though. Southern Oregon coast, man. It's something else. Oh, it's all in Tillamook. That's right, Tillamook bought it out. That's right, I remember. Okay, well, back in the day, the Bandon Cheese Factory gave you these massive ice cream scoops. Like, it shouldn't have been there. Ever make it back here? Look. Oh, definitely, Alex. Absolutely. Still there. New name, Face Rock Creamery. Okay. Yeah, Bandon is a great little hole-in-the-wall town. They've got great crab fishing there. Really good. There is a lot of me tied in with the Southern Oregon coast. My grandmother used to own a shop. I'm not going to be too specific, but the owners of the shop there still have some things, not in Bandon, just it was a shop on the Southern Oregon coast somewhere. Anyway, there were some things that were left behind when my grandmother sold the store that I had made for her, and they're still there. And I absolutely love it, so I can go back and see and be like, aw. Aw. So nice, Alex. X from the Valley, it's not too far of a drive. I mean, it's far enough a drive that you, you know, want to stay overnight, but, alright, stop green light. But that whole area down there, like, if you were to just rent a car and drive down Highway 101, like, that would be a road trip well spent. Like, when they say Oregon is pretty, they're not lying, man. The trees, everything, and especially Highway 101. If you're going to choose any highway in Oregon to drive down, it's going to be Highway 101. Ugh, yeah. See, Alex, okay, so that could be technically, if you're willing to do it, that could technically be a day trip. But, are you kidding? If you're going to spend 3 hours driving somewhere, I want to stay the night. I remember, in fact, when I was a kid, we took a trip to go visit some friends, and they lived about 3 hours from us. And I remember my parents, you know, normally we stayed overnight at these friends' houses. In fact, I've had birthdays there, like, they were just, you know, childhood friends. And I remember we went up there once just for lunch, and I remember just being baffled and appalled because we were, you know, I don't remember how old I was. I might have been 9, 10 or whatever. And they told us we weren't staying the night. We were driving back the same day. I'm like, what are you talking about? But, yeah. If you take any kind of road trip in Oregon, drive down Highway 101, you will not be disappointed. It's absolutely beautiful. Stop at the little hole in the wall coastal towns, like, it's good stuff. I always get such a fuzzy feeling when we driving down and we, you know, hit the towns that I know, or, you know, end up at my hometown or whatever. Oh, wow, Marie. Interesting. We still have the Oregon Trail marker out at all? Oh, I'm sure we do. Pretty sure we do. Yeah, usually camping. Oh, Alex! Alex, we need to invent a teleportation device so I can come visit you and we can go camping and just experience, we're using gray green light, experience the Oregon coast. Oh, I miss it. And part of me is sad that, you know, yeah, we're in Texas. We could technically go to the beach here, but the fact of the matter is it's still a lengthy drive. It's not something we could go and do every day, obviously. Growing up along the coast, it was a pretty norm thing to go to the beach pretty frequently, and part of me is sad that the kids don't necessarily get to experience that. You know what I mean? We've been able to take them to Oregon a couple times and take them to the beach and stuff, and they've loved it when we've gone, but there's something about growing up as a coast kid, man. Different vibes for sure. Okay, we're gonna grab black raspberry, dark brown. Gosh, ah, Alex, I'm jealous. See, we need to go live with Alex. Okay, we're gonna pick up and go and quit our jobs and we'll go with Alex's family and we'll all buy a house and we'll live there together and happily and camp. Oh, Alex, I love that. You know, that's gonna make some awesome, awesome memories for your kids. Like, they're gonna grow up and just love it so much. All right, black raspberry. That's awesome. Pretty dark, so I'm going nice and light. That's memory making right there. One of my favorite memory making memories was when we would do blackberry picking. I've probably talked about it before. I don't know, I've been streaming for a little while, so I've probably talked about a lot of this before. But where we lived, there were a lot of blackberry bushes. You have to be careful because if you find them just on the side of the road, you know, there's the risk of car exhaust and everything settling on them. But we lived in kind of an out of the way place, so ours were all, you know, just fine. We're gonna use marine green. But Mom would save milk jugs and then cut off the top of the milk jugs, and we'd all wear belts and lube them up, and oh, excuse me, not mean to yawn, it's been a long week. And we'd pop them on our belts and we would go down and pick blackberries, and it was awesome. And then she would make blackberry cobbler and we would can the blackberries, and you know, we'd have blackberry jam for ages. I'd usually eat most of my berries as a kid, not understanding that I should probably wash them before I eat them, but hey, as long as there were no bugs on them, they were fair game, right? But that's always a good one. Always come back, your fingers are all stained a little red, you know? Let's do Disney every year, Hawaii, I plan vacation, you can't invest in a good camping. That is so good, Alex. That is so good. That green light. If we lived closer and did more stuff like that would absolutely be on our agenda. I love that so much. Okay, so I think that instead, because I'm realizing now I didn't use raspberry, I used black cherry. So if I were to do the blender right now, this would really make this black cherry pop. So I'm actually going to jump right in with the white after I add this. So sap green light. In fact, we may actually burnish a little bit. No, we're not going to use the white. We're actually going to use this to do our burnishing a bit. Okay. And I'm pressing harder mostly because I made that mistake. So, and since maybe if you're coloring along in real time, sorry if I helped you make a mistake too. I used the wrong one. I didn't realize it was Bandon, Camp in Coos Bay, and Bandon is... Wait, from Coos Bay? No, Bandon's only like 30 minutes from Coos Bay, isn't it? Or are you talking that Bandon is that far away from you? I say, yeah, because Bandon and Coos Bay is the next town over from Bandon. Oh, from you. Oh, okay, gotcha. You know you're a person. Now, I don't know if this is still there. It was the last time I drove through there, and it was obviously when I was a kid. But you know you're a person who has been through Coos Bay a few times, headed headed south, and on your left-hand side, as you are leaving Coos Bay, because there's a whole like wood chipper facility. They make a lot of paper there and everything. There's always logs sitting on the river because they run the logs down the river. But like, I don't even know if it's still running now, but there was this machine where they would feed the trees into it and, you know, turn into wood chips and everything. And we always joked it was like, well, we called it Littlefoot because, you know, who are we kidding? Land Before Time was a thing. But, you know, a brachiosaurus, really long neck. We said it looked like that. And this thing is over this mountain and it's just constantly running these wood chips. We always like, look, it's the dinosaur that's throwing up. We always said that every time we drove past it. So yeah, if you've been through Coos Bay, you know what I'm talking about. But like I said, I don't know if places even open anymore. But good memories. The things you remember as an adult, you know. The dinosaur that's throwing up on our way out of town. All right, let's use sepia. Okay. Just using sepia now. Alex, I can't remember how old your kids are. I don't know if we've talked about it ever. But if they are young-ish, have you ever taken them to the prehistoric game park down there on the southern Oregon coast? You just Google it. If you go like Oregon Prehistoric Game Park, there's only one that comes up, and what it is there's a bunch of these like fiberglass to scale figures, statues, I guess, of dinosaurs there. And I loved it as a kid. And honestly, my nieces and nephews have been to visit. You've been there? Okay, yeah, have been to visit, and they still love it. Like, it's just, there's not a lot of, I don't know, Alex, do you know of any other place that has anything like that? Oh gosh, I hoped it survived the pandemic. That would make me really sad if they closed. They have been there since, gosh, I don't know when they opened. I know they've been there since the 80s. Bye, Marie. Went to something like that as a kid, yeah. Have a good night, Marie. Thanks so much for being here. I mean, that's like Southern Oregon coast staple. It probably like seems real cheesy to somebody that like maybe isn't from there or something, but I remember that place pretty fondly. Fondly. Oh my gosh, words are hard. Okay, let's go ahead and use, what do we want to use next? Oh, French grade 90. There, yeah, let's quick sharpen. Sounds good, Sherry. Have a great night. Thanks so much. Right? I heard about Enchanted Forest. I heard about that. Did they end up getting the donations that they needed? I know that I think they did a GoFundMe for them. Oh, Enchanted Forest was, well, enchanting. Love Enchanted Forest. Alright, I'm just popping this in the pencil extender here. Have a good night, Sherry. Thanks so much for being here. Yeah, that was rough. obviously, because I know people, you know, that still live there, and I'm friends with a lot of people who were in that, just, you know, in Oregon in general, and it was big news. June 1st. Oh, awesome. Okay, good night, Momo. Thanks so much for being here. Yeah, I saw the post and everything. That was rough. All right, we're gonna use some dark green. See, that's marine green. Here's the dark green. Well, and honestly, like the stories behind Enchanted Forest, like I didn't know the history behind it really until they started posting that. I've been there a handful of times. Right, Alex? Me too. It's something about like childhood memories, like when they get destroyed, it's just that much more sad, you know? Alright, let's use light umber. This is why I should have done this at the same time, because now I'm like going through this trying to like think and make sure. Actually, no, we're not going to use light umber. We're going to use kelp green. Yeah, that's what it was. I mean, Enchanted Forest was like our local Disneyland. It's like generic Disneyland. That's what that is. But it was so good. It was so good. For a lot of us, that was the closest we were ever going to get to Disneyland. There we go. That's looking a little bit closer. Yeah, Enchanted Forest and Gameland. Safari Game Park. Okay, Alex, I've got pictures of me. Yeah, those. I don't know if they still let it, but letting those goats run around while they've got kids with ice cream cones full of goat food. Whoever came up with that was like, how can we traumatize these kids more? I cannot tell you the amount of times I was practically mauled by goats. Oh, you used to be in the Tacoma Zoo? Wait, what? We might not be talking about the same thing. You still can do it. Yeah, those goats are terrifying. Yeah, because if I remember correctly, maybe I misread it. I thought that the guy who did Enchanted Forest, like he built that there to begin with. We could be thinking of two different things. Oh, in the 80s. Well, maybe that was it. Maybe he started there and then like moved. Because it was like the Disney style kind of fiberglass buildings, right? Oh, Shannon. Is it chaos? They're just excited because, you know, it's puppy birthday day almost. Or no, you did the photo shoot today, right? All right, and then metallic maroon. Bad luck with Disney. Time was planned to do something wrong, and now 37, 4 hours away, and I still haven't gone 4 hours away. You know, if it makes you feel any better, Shira, I have never been. In fact, I remember my mom used to say that when my brother was old enough to remember it, we'd go. And I remembered a few years back that we had never actually gone, so I called up my mom one time, and I was like, I'm pretty sure he's old enough. Can we go to Disneyland now? And this was, of course, you know, when I was like my late 20s, and she just started cracking up. That I remembered that. It was so funny. Like just a random call one day, like, so I think he's old enough now. Can we go? But to be fair, like There were a lot of us kids. That would have been a really expensive trip for my parents. New pictures of Snow White. Oh, okay. I'll have to look it up. I didn't realize they were in another place. So, Shannon, when do we get to see the pictures? I want to see them. Also, did he get to wear a birthday hat? I hope so. Riker in a birthday hat. That'd be amazing. All right, let's grab 90%. Here we go. See, and when we're all done, we may add like more shadow around her neckline and everything. What time is this? 10:25. Oh, you know what? There's one other thing I wanted to do to her eye patch. I know we're not really working on her eye at the moment, but I keep seeing it and I want to do it. And I don't want to just do it off stream when you guys don't get to see it. Black raspberry, that's what I'm looking for. There it is. I wanted to add a little bit more here. Kept seeing it, was like, I want to add this. Hang on. The blender. Is he at the entrance? I don't think he was. He might have. Yes. Yeah. He was at the entrance. And one of the first houses you go through is Snow White's because it's the big witch head. Sunday on his birthday. Okay. The pandemic. Something always happens, right? In the 60s and open to the public Sunday, August 1971. Okay, yeah. Maybe it was like an idea he built off or something. We're just using the blender. I know it's been around for ages, and then they've just slowly added more exhibits over the years. Okay, it's a little redder than I intended. I'm gonna grab the white. I'm so glad they did end up surviving, though. That would have been, I mean, I know the pandemic has been hard for a lot of small businesses, and then you hear that, like, from your favorites from your childhood are struggling, you know, there's only so much you can do, you know, and it's so hard. And you just hope that it's enough, you know? What's the matter? Did you have a bad dream? Is your tummy upset? Hang on, chat. We may have a cat situation here. Hold on. Okay, I'm gonna put you back here. Steve. Okay. Alright, I'm back, chat. So, our older cat, she's sleeping here on the bed next to me, but she suddenly just sat up and started meowing, and that's sometimes her indication that her tummy's upset, and I didn't want to... I gave her to Steve in case she has kitty upset stomach time. Didn't really want you guys to hear that. Let's see. Oh, Monica, it just takes practice. Your practice makes progress, and you do you. You know, there are colorists out there that are immensely better than I am. This is, you know, just what I do for me. Prince Edward Island Cup Rainbow Valley have the same concept. I imagine most places have something similar. Yeah, I think so. It's so nice, though. I loved it. I know we just mostly worked on her shirt, but I'm actually really pleased with how it looks. I like that we got kind of a lot of depth, a little bit of different texture. I know we did a lot of layers, but honestly, you want something to have details. Sometimes you just have to take the time. Honestly, I'm perfectly honest. I am amazed that I lasted the full 2 hours. My throat doesn't feel a whole lot worse than when we started. Like, it kept catching in my throat earlier today, but I think between the tea and the water and I had a cough drop beforehand, I'll probably be perfectly fine in a couple days. But sometimes, you know, those allergies just hit you. You know, they just get you, and there's not a whole lot, and especially when it's hot outside and it's just bleh. My skin until a few days ago. Oh, I'm so glad, Miss Serena. I'm so glad. All right, so I'm gonna call it here. We'll be live again on Monday. We're starting packing on Monday, but my computer's gonna be, unless I know I can have internet at the other place, my computer is probably gonna be the last thing that I pack. I will keep you all posted. I'll keep you all posted as things change. If we decide it's time to go up and pack up the PC, then I will let you know. I will be keeping you guys apprised every step of the way. And who knows? Who knows? Maybe we'll finish this page in the new house. No, actually, I'd like to think it won't take us that long. I'm going to finish the hair off stream. So I would predict 2 more streams for this. That's my prediction. So like 1 stream to do the parrot and 1 stream to do the necklace, the feathers, the beads, and the little buttons on her shirt. So yeah. Theoretically, we could be done with this page on Wednesday. Fingers crossed, that's the plan. All right, so in the meantime, everyone have a wonderful weekend. Thank you, everyone, for being Evelyn. Thank you so much for the gift. It was such a wonderful surprise. I'm going to make a swatch chart for them and start playing with them. Roxy Alice, I saw you subscribe 7 minutes ago. Thank you so much. Same thing with Susan Coots. Thank you for subscribing 53 minutes ago. I totally missed those. I apologize. So welcome to our coloring family. Thank you for being here. And thank you everyone else for being here and hanging out. And seriously, you all are just absolutely amazing. Thank you for being you. Everyone, stay healthy, stay safe. I'll see you in a few days. All right. Bye.